this is Joan Sparks and welcome to Flute Pro Shop. Today we're in the front office in front of our display case showing a lot of the accessories we have here, and down here is where a lot of the music is stored. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, music. I love getting new music. I love the feel of the paper, the smell of the ink, the whole thing, and I also love knowing firsthand what's out there and what's ready to go. In addition to showing you some of the new things that have come into the shop, I'm also going to tell you how they might fit into your recital or your performance, or for your students for that matter. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is a new edition of the Satie Gymnopedies. Three short movements. You may recognize them. My generation will recognize them by the Blood, Sweat, and Tears song that made these so popular back when I was in school. These are a beautiful addition to any recital if you want something that will cut all the fancy stuff. Very simple, very beautiful, very almost painfully simple. They're wonderful. Next, a piece I'm particularly excited about by Shulamit, Birds of Paradise. First of all, don't you love the color of the cover? It's fabulous. And I looked at this, and there's a very good reason I'm not demoing it for you today. That's because it's very, very difficult, and the ensemble with the piano is very difficult, but it is going to be well worth it for any of you who pick this up and take the time to learn it. I think it would be very exciting to have a program with Shulamit Ran's East Wind on the first half and this on the second half. This is a considerably long piece, the duration of which is 12 minutes, and it's 12 minutes jam-packed with all sorts of wonderful bird calls, which after all, we play the flute, we play bird calls. Samuel Adler has added to our repertoire with a Recitative and Rondo Capriccioso. This is a form very similar to the French conservatory pieces, but there's a fresh new use of harmony and a fresh new approach to some of the flute writing too that I think you'll find very entertaining. Now, if you're planning a recital for a young student and you need a piece of music that's sophisticated yet simple, this is the piece for you. Tadia's Kozuch, I think, has written a little piece called Poem. It's about 3 minutes long and perfect for a young person, maybe 10 or 11, that's ready to play in a performance, but really eighth notes are where we are right now. Next, there are two arrangements by Mark Sparks, and no, I am no relation to Mark Sparks, although some people would like to think we are. First is Mark's Bruch Romance, which was originally written for viola, very beautifully set by Mark in accompaniment with the piano. And then a wonderful addition to all of the Faure works we love so much. This is the Elegie, and it's a beautiful theme, and then a variation of the theme, and then the theme comes back, and it's really elegantly done, and really a nice addition to all of those Faure pieces that we love so much. Next, this is very exciting, especially if you have a woodwind quintet. Remember P.D.Q. Bach? Well, this is Peter's Schickele in his serious mode. This is a 22-minute multi-movement work for a woodwind quintet, and I have not heard it yet, but I'm sure that it is something that will be really valuable to the woodwind quintet repertoire. Next, Gary Schocker has written a piece for two flutes and piano, and there's not a lot in the two flutes and piano repertoire, so this is going to be a high voltage, just like the title, fast-paced, exciting, wonderful work for this particular genre, and it would make a marvelous addition to anybody's junior or senior recital when you want to have an ensemble piece in there someplace, and you want to have something that is very bright, exciting, motivating, and really captures the audience, as all of Gary Schocker's works do. And finally, Patricia George and Phyllis Luke have done it again with a wonderful look at pedagogy in this Advanced Flute Studies, The Art of Chunking. It's not just about chunking. There's a wonderful warm-up in there. They talk a lot about breathing. There are some new breathing exercises that I was not familiar with that are in here, as well as very effective ways to work through pieces and come up with a thoroughly well thought out and performed piece. It's, you can see, significant. There's a lot in here, and I find with their methods, there's a really interesting and sensible and sensical progression between each one of their volumes, and this very nicely follows Flute 103. So that's what's new here today, but you never know what's going to walk in the door. So come on and see us and see what's new.